He's consistent though.
It was like the perfect timing. I don't know what they heard, but it sounded like you were about to go "Eebity-body-eebado." As we switched over to the live feed.
Now I wish I had done that.
I thought you were gonna "Eebity-body-eebado." As we're doing our pre-roll of the show, we're actually talking about something, so it sounds like, oh, there we go, perfect, good clarification. That's very good. I thought it sounds like we were talking about something, but really you just
we're just mumbling.
This is exactly the brain state that we're currently in. It's it's just stream of conscious. Let a song out.
Yeah.
Morning. Welcome to Don't Be the Artist. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave. We are joined today by our guest, San Pellegrino.
Yeah, let's give
everybody give it up for San Pellegrino.
Let's give it up. Amazing work.
Any words? Oh, this is so long. I forget.
It's so long. Yeah.
Any words?
You can just clink the mic. Ian and I'm album. Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian. As we just told the audio portion, Adam is not here.
Adam's in Scotland?
Who
knows?
Or Wisconsin.
If he comes back with spotted cow, he was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, true.
If he comes back with COVID, he was in Scotland.
He said that he probably wasn't going to make it tonight. So I was like, if you don't make it, cool. But if you do make it, don't tell us. Just show up. Just show up. That would be perfect. And who knows? He might have the live stream open. Unlikely. I don't think he knows how YouTube works.
No.
I think he does. I just don't think he talks about it.
Yeah.
I don't think he like. I think he just listens to podcasts and music.
What do you think about the fact, the theory that he's had TikTok this entire time and he just wants to see what we tell him about TikTok? We know he hasn't had TikTok and he's never had TkTok.
You're saying, like, conspiracy wise, this guy's had TikTok.
He's had it the whole time.
I think that would be like the most diabolical move Adam could ever have. I think that would be truly evil for him to have had TikTok the whole time.
Yeah.
And make us feel like we're the fucking weirdos who just doom scroll all the time instead of work on stuff. Whatever. God damn it.
Okay, so you're going to have to tell me what this is.
Do I have to tell you what it is, or can you just drink it?
That's not the first time you've said that to me.
You're just testing something out for me. That's all. That's all you're doing. I'm so like nervous about this.
Is it like
it's so many things.
Apple cinnamon?
Yeah. Okay. So this is my attempt, and this cocktail is thanks to Blake.
Am I going to feel bad about this?
No. Okay. It's actually thanks to Blake for giving me this idea, because we were talking about. I made a drink for them last week on Blake's show. It's called a Western Oasis, but it's like pineapple, bourbon, lime, and Aperol. Pineapple and bourbon, I think, sounds terrible together. I think it sounds awful. But we talked about it, and it's like, yeah, this could work. That cocktail turns out to be amazing. But we were talking more about pineapple and its flavor, and it's like it's not citrusy enough to be like the primary citrus in a drink, so it needs assistance. And then on top of that, it's sweeter. It's sweet. Like, so we were talking about like, like a nice like kind of like sweet like pineapple that's been like cooked up or something, right? So I was like, cool, what if I did like a cinnamon pineapple rum drink?
So this is cinnamon. This is it.
Yeah, there's more than that in it, but that's the gist.
I totally backtracked what I was going to guess because I knew I was going to fuck up the word cinnamon.
Huh?
I knew I was going to say, so this is like a pineapple cinnamon, and I felt my mouth going cinnamon. And so I stopped myself.
That's good. Good self-awareness.
Yeah.
We like that. That's good. Yeah, it's you're testing it for me because I made it on Saturday night when I got home from my gig. And I thought it was okay. I thought it tasted too much like apple cider, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that's not what I'm going for.
The apple taste, or the aftertaste.
The apple taste
is apple.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Good, and it's smoked. That's the whole other thing.
Yes, it's smoked. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not. I like it. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it works. How was your week? How's your weekend? Shut up.
My weekend was interesting because I had a gig that was out of town that the night before it was supposed to happen got canceled. But I had made arrangements still thinking it was going to happen.
Right.
It was unfortunate that got canceled. I'm not going to talk shit on anybody.
Of course.
It wasn't anybody in the band's fault.
Of course.
It was the venue's fault.
Of course.
And then I just hung out with my wife all weekend and had a great time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That
on
sounds
Sunday,
wonderful.
we hung out in a park near our house for several hours
That's great.
and had snacks.
Outside time is good.
And then I had a busy fucking week.
It's not over.
No, it's not even close to over.
It's not over yet.
How was your weekend?
It's good.
You had the opposite weekend that I did.
St. Patrick's Day, baby. St. fucking Patrick's Day. I played the St. Patrick's Day festival in Dublin. And that sounds like it's fucking crazy, right? Dublin, Texas, you fucking idiot. It's
Not Ireland.
population like less than 3,000 people.
Yeah, they brought more people to Dublin that day.
Yeah. They actually flew a band out from Nashville for this.
Yes.
It wasn't us, obviously. Yeah, it was fun. We got there and it was like the wind had just really fucked shit up. Apparently there was a lot of people there before we got there. We ended up playing to not a lot of people, but it wasn't really the point necessarily for me. But it was still very, very fun, very interesting show. We got there. The band that was on before us that was from Nashville. Yeah, the Nashville band opened for us. That was not our call. We have nothing to do with that. That's
They
just
had
funny.
to have known somebody.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess.
I think one of the members was originally from
Dublin.
That tends to be how these things work. So they played, and then we got told, yeah, hey, you're gonna actually wait. There's a belly dancer that's gonna go on. So they went up and there was a belly dancer for I was like, how long is a belly dancer set? and they were like 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, I'm gonna make him do 25, maybe 20. I'm like, no, what the fuck? Like what? Because it was just a miscommunication about the whole thing in the first place. I was like, dude, we're fine. Like, it is what it is. And we had a sub bass player for this gig who came in. He learned the songs. He learned 30 songs in like a day, basically.
Yeah.
Like crushed it.
Not fun. It's not a fun thing to do.
But he did a great job. He did. So so that was a ton of fun. The night before, actually, we played at Harvest House here in Denton for their 10-year anniversary, and that was a lot of fun too. Although the weather that day was pretty gnarly. The dust was fucking everywhere. That truly was something else.
There was so much dust in DFW this past weekend that the sky was a different color.
It was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so my weekend was full of those rehearsals, etc. This week, I'm learning a ton of songs, tons of rehearsals, and more importantly, we have Dave's birthday this weekend.
It's my birthday
Yippee!
On Friday.
That's gonna be. I'm happy that we have your birthday in between all of this shit.
Yeah, it'll be some respite.
Yeah. It'll be good times instead of stressful
times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You and I had talked about some loose plans for the birthday, and then as this week progressed on, I was like, those plans sound like plans. I think I just want to stay in our town.
Sure. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's your birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
So this originally, I kind of dropped the ball because you can hear I was busy. Originally, this episode was going to be something that I was going to be more focused on me. That will be pushed back. We're now going to be doing a little bit of news update, but I thought we could talk about some of the things that are going on in the world of music, TikTok, at least to start us off. One of those things, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, kind of the same shit. The first thing I want to talk about, and I think we'll talk about this for a long time because it's crazy how much attention this is getting. We listened to this song on New Music Fun Fridays. Go ahead.
That was the day it came out.
That was the day after.
The day after.
It came out on like the Thursday, and we listened to it on Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything on TikTok about this song. You and I listened to it. We had no problems, no questions.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, for those who don't know, Sleep Token is a very big, in the past couple years, has become a very big deal in the metal scene. They do a great job of kind of melding genres together. To be 100% frank, which we'll get into more, their formula is a little predictable now. In fact, we predicted the song live as it was playing of what was going to happen next, but not really the point. The point being that they have become such a massive deal. The single releases, they have all these secret drops people are following. They made like a fake TikTok account to drop some of those like hints and shit, and then the single drops, and it's very exciting. So there is a lot of discourse about this single, and we're going to play for you the section of the song in which there is discourse.
Again, just to clarify, we're so good at music that it didn't confuse us. And we predicted a lot of things about this song, just to catch everybody up.
That's exactly it. Yes, we are so good at music that it just wasn't a problem. So here's the snippet, and this would be like considered, I guess, like the breakdown of the song, or like perhaps like the proggy gent section of the song. So here is Emergence by Sleep Token.
Dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that started.
It grooves.
Yeah.
It's heavy. I forget the drummer's name is 2, I think, is what he goes by.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Vessel 2.
And he just flows across the kit.
Yeah.
There we go.
I also, once I started seeing videos about this and the discourse that we're about to talk about, I showed this to my wife, and she's not a professional musician. She has been a musician in the past, but is not currently a practicing musician.
What are you trying to say?
She's not a pro. But I was like, what time signature is this in? And she was like, 4. I was like, yeah.
Right. So, this is the whole thing with it. This started with people going, well, what is the time signature of this song? What's going on here? And cue the mansplaining, cue the I'm so smart musician, cue every single person in the world who wants to come on and talk about what's happening in the song. Now, there are interesting things happening musically here. So we are going to get a little bit music nerdy for a second. For those in the video side, you guys will get to see one of these breakdowns that I have pulled up. This is a great breakdown on this guy's TikTok where he basically he wrote out the rhythm of the vocal part. So you can see where everything lines up and why it's so weird. So I'm going to play the clip again, but with the TikTok on screen so everybody can kind of watch that.
And folks who are listening, this is how drummers learn lyrics.
Yeah,
They don't do words so well. They just do rhythms really well, so they write them out and then put the syllables there.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. I wish singers would do this.
Yeah, so do I.
I wish singers would learn how fucking rhythm works.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I've got soul of lesbian, dead God, space dust for your few words, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of...
So you see in the TikTok, they're circling where like the changes are, right? And so what's happening here is a couple interesting things that people are kind of like, freaking out about. Some people are like, it's 7. The song's in 7.
No.
Some people are saying it's like a bunch of polyrhythms. That breaks it down pretty in a great way for me, where you could say that the vocals are potentially phrased out in a grouping of 7. You could,
okay.
We could say that. We could say that. And then the drums are hitting weird 16th note accents, right? But what that really did for me was it showed that, the vocals are just all the accents are just on upbeats. That's really all how it is. It has a pickup, which means it starts like right before the section really begins. It comes into the section, and all of the accents are just on the upbeats for the vocals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this now everyone's starting to go, oh my god, it's in 4. It's in 4. And this is my favorite part. Is all of the non-musicians who are now going like, guys, come on.
Come on, it's just this.
Now, this is one of my actual favorite like TikTok creators. He is a buff lefty. His name is Good Trouble. I think he's incredible. And everyone in the comments is like, oh my God, so much aura points now that he likes Sleep Token. But
was he already not enough?
Yeah, right, exactly. So this is him. To be fair, he could be a musician. I don't know. But for what I could tell, not a musician.
Hey, for the longest time, I'd watched his content and didn't know he was buff.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So maybe he is a musician, but this was like the biggest example I could find of a non-musician talking about this as if it was like, duh, you fucking idiots. Here we go.
I've got soul of lesbian, dead God, space dust for your few words, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that started.
You get the picture. So he's proving that it's just in 4. That's all it is. The whole thing, the whole section is just in 4. I do think, again, that it's funny we have non-musicians who are doing like musical quote unquote analysis. I put that even in the notes of like it's analysis, but it's not really, right? But
Yeah.
that's what we're getting at here, right?
There were other drummers I've seen or musicians in general talking about questioning the meter in terms of, is it in 4/4 or is it in 2/2?
I saw
it's like,
a lot of people
or whatever.
I saw a lot of people saying it's an 8/8, and I wanted to throw my phone.
8/8 notes.
I wanted to throw my phone across whatever room I was in. What a fuck! Sorry. Again, I could be wrong here, but that seems really fucking stupid to me.
They're probably classical musicians.
Oh, actually, though, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
That's just a different side of the coin.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
So
I backpedaled so quick on that insult. That's fine.
So all of this to say that TikTok has been up in arms about this song. It still is popping up, and people are still posting about it, and obviously we're talking about it. Yeah.
Dude, my entire TikTok has been either people talking about this song or people posting clips of the Deftones concert.
Yes. So here's the real big thing for me, which is that I think it's great that a song like this can be like a gateway. This has kind of been my big takeaway of Sleep Token in general, but especially right now. This is so mainstream that people all over TikTok are talking about it. Non-musicians, people are coming out as like, I love metal music, coming out as if it's like, whatever. But like that's a rare thing for people to admit to liking something like this, right?
Right.
And it turns into a gateway to other kinds of metal and into that genre in general. And so I think that has been my happiest thing about it. Yeah, I love that this is happening. I think it's a little cringe, but I do love it. I think the other piece I'll say is that this is so well arranged. It's crazy.
So well arranged.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And it is a little head turning, like it makes you go like, wait, what is that?
Yeah.
But if you just keep with it, then you go pretty quickly like, oh, it's just syncopated.
I do need to pull up one more TikTok that I found right before we started, and I forgot to add it to my notes. I need to pull this up real quick.
Well, while you're pulling it up,
Yeah.
I do want to mention, I just mentioned the word syncopated. I know how to
that's
use it.
good.
I know how to use it in a sentence, but I'm going to read the actual definition. Because I would just say it's off the beat or
Right,
off the pulse.
Yeah.
It's characterized by displaced beats or accents so that the strong beats are weak and vice versa.
Right.
So if you can clap along to a song and the things that are happening in the song don't happen with that clap, then there is some syncopation going on.
Yes.
Not to mansplain, but also just to say that out loud because we don't know how deep our listeners go in terms of their musical terms.
Right. Yes, exactly. Hold on. I'm still getting this pulled up. McLeod, I see you in chat over there.
Yeah, we see you, dude. We're not talking shit. I thought he said, oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Well,
I didn't know Dave was a misogynism.
Oh.
It seemed
It's
like
like an organism and a misogynist.
Yeah, exactly. That third chair is looking lonely. It would be a shame if a Missouri boy came down to Texas. Don't fucking threaten me with a good time.
Missouri loves company.
Oh, fuck. What the fuck is up?
Bet he's never heard that one.
Yeah, we are talking Sleep Token. There's just so much going on. Okay, wait. So this is my final. What the fuck? Where's the one? This is my. This is one. Okay. This is my final thing on this. Okay. Yeah, Dave could see it early.
Oh, no spoilers. I'm not going to do that.
It's fucking reversed.
This is going to. Oh, yeah. Well,
I'll read it so you guys can see. It says, if Lars Ulrich was the drummer of Sleep Token.
Here we go.
Now, this is the true proof that this song is in for. If anyone's ever questioning if this song's in for, this is the proof. Okay, so that's the.
Say what you will about Lars, and we'll say a lot. You know that. But as soon as you hear him drumming, you go, "That's Lars."
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
He could guest on any song. We'd be like, "That was Lars."
That was Lars. That is the absolute proof.
Wow.
That what we're dealing with here is 4-4 because Lars can't play in anything else. There's probably been a Metallica song in 3 or in 6, right? There's got to be. Oh, what's
Nothing else matters.
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
That's in what?
Yeah. Is that part?
What?
Is that part in Orion?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a song that I'm learning currently.
Yeah, that's why.
And it is kicking my ass.
Yeah. You need to ditch your ride for a China to go full Lars. That is actually the most true point ever, Ian. I'm surprised not more people on the internet are like when they do what if Lars played this and then they add the China right there for the ride. That is such a baller move to just get rid of your ride and put a China there.
Just China all day.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, he hears stadium acoustics more than we do, so maybe he knows what he's talking about.
I'm sure. I mean, I think he just likes. He doesn't use a ride. I don't think
At all.
I mean, I probably not anymore. Maybe he might have one. No, he has one that's lower next to his floor toms.
It's either hats or crashes.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
China.
Yeah. So the final piece to the sleep token news is that this not only is huge on TikTok, but is big, perhaps in a world that I'm surprised by. I think, as a whole, and most people would agree that iTunes is pretty much over. Like, who's buying songs on iTunes? Do you know anybody who's buying songs on iTunes that's like not an old person?
Is that like Apple Music buying tunes on Apple Music?
No, like iTunes. Like you went and spent $1.29 to download the song.
I've done that not so recently, but within this year.
Have you done it for work or for
work?
Okay, doesn't
It
count.
was so I could
doesn't
put a
count.
song in a slow down program.
Yep, doesn't count. Nope. I'm saying like buy a song. Your drummer just bought every Queen's album in iTunes. I want to let that go.
I know their drummer, and that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Great drummer.
So these things happen. You know, people do use iTunes, but generally that is not the norm.
No.
People don't buy shit on iTunes.
Yeah, like our co-host.
Yeah, exactly. So Sleep Token hit number 1 on iTunes this last week with this single drop.
Man, like 10 people bought it? That's crazy.
But think about who those 10 people were.
I know.
Where is Sleep Token hot? It's with younger people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy that Sleep Token made it through into like whatever their outlet is, the iTunes buying outlet, to be number 1. Not only is it number 1, but it beat out 2 pop stars for number 1. Selena Gomez has been releasing singles with Benny Blanco, which we haven't listened to any of those, by the way.
No, we haven't. I don't know how we've missed that. Did we just assume we were going to get kicked?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds like us.
So the one of those singles came out, and Sleep Token beat that. The big one that I feel like most people aren't talking about is like it's on this article, but it's like below everything else. Chapel Roan released a new single,
The country song.
also went crazy on TikTok, called "The Giver." I think it's amazing. I think it's a great fucking song, and Sleep Token beat that on iTunes as well.
It doesn't add up.
No, it
doesn't add up.
I don't know how it happened. I don't get it one single bit. But that's just how big Sleep Token is right now. They are wowing everybody as far as that goes.
I hope for their sake their like next single. The album's not out yet.
No, May 9th.
I hope their second single is just as good as this one.
May 9th is the album. I agree. I really hope that this album does well for them. I mean, it's the cool thing is that like this
Sleep Token halftime next year.
Oh, Sleep Token. The cool thing is that like they have the 100% the fan base to just do whatever.
Yeah.
And they are just doing what they want, and it's great. So I hope nothing but the best for them. Obviously, I do like the song. It's not my favorite, like I mentioned before. I'm not a huge Sleep Token fan. I guess I should have said at the beginning, like Sleep Token's cool. Like again, we also have predicted the song, and it's not a bad thing.
Well,
it's just like the way the song is.
But it's also kind of just generally predictable, but that's a good thing sometimes. Yeah. I say that because that was the first full Sleep Token song I've ever heard.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Was this single on Fun Fridays last Friday.
So moving off the Sleep Token drama, moving to another music Oh my God. Kara, thank you for rating. Thank you for rating on Twitch. That's very nice of you. Sorry. It might make a noise in a second. Hopefully
What that
it doesn't.
means?
That means that she just ended her stream and she sent her viewers to us. That's what that means. Okay, so to the next piece of internet music drama, I do apologize just a little bit because this might get like a little too nerdy. Do you know the video?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We can mansplain it.
Perfect. I can't wait. So here is Corey Wong. For those who don't know, Corey Wong is an amazing guitar player. He plays for like Wolfpack. He plays for he has his own thing. He does a lot of stuff. And he made he did a pretty, in my opinion, mild take. But we'll play the video. You guys give us your takes, and we'll give ours. Don't worry. Here we go.
Call out to the folks that consider themselves advanced guitarists. If you can't do this exercise, I would not consider you an advanced guitarist. Why? Because you should know where all the notes are on the guitar. Note location. Can you play me a C on every string? Can you play me a G on every string? Can you play a B flat on every string? These are things that I guess I'm kind of out of tune. You should have been able to hear that. But if you can't do this, I'm not calling you an advanced guitarist. That's it. That's all there is to it. Get to work. Peace.
That's a mid take. I also guarantee you he practiced that. I guarantee you. Guarantee it.
That he practiced that.
That he was like, let me make sure I can do that.
Dude, that's hysterical.
I can almost guarantee it. I tried it today.
Did you really?
I knew we were going to talk about it. I tried to just jump in and do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, I not like I couldn't do it. Once I figured out the pattern of doing it once, I was like, cool, I got it.
Gotcha. Okay. I do really. So again, I don't think this is a hot take. I feel as though it is pretty mild. It's pretty reasonable.
Very triggering.
Okay, that's my favorite part about this. If anybody here has an opinion, if you're listening to this after the fact, if you're watching this live, if you're a guitar player, a bass player, and you feel a certain way about knowing the note names on the fretboard, yell it from the rooftops. Tell us about it. Here's how I feel. I feel as though that if you want to be the best guitar player you can be,
I want to be. I'm not doing the rest. I should have.
You
fucking didn't have full commitment.
Your body was committed.
I know.
Your mind was not.
I don't know why I backed out of that.
If you 9 times out of 10, I will say that there are exceptions to this, but if you want to be the absolute best guitar player you can be, I think majority of the time you need to know the fretboard. I think you need to know the notes on the fretboard. Again, there are going to be exceptions to that rule almost at all times. But I do think that would be something that would make you, quote unquote, advanced. That would, I mean, at the very fucking least, right? If you know all the if you know where all of your C's are on your fretboard, then, or he didn't even say that. He just said one per string.
Yeah. So each note happens like one note, for example, like he said, a C natural. It will happen on every string. And he's saying, do you know where that note is on every string? And then he was playing that note from E to A to D to G to C.
To all the different
B
strings.
to E. Yeah.
Right. So this is some of the comments that people gave. And I hate to like read this stuff because it's like I'm just giving fuel to the fire, but man, people got mad. When fame goes to your head. That's one of the top bro, Corey Wong's not even that fucking famous. He's famous in guitar player land.
Exactly.
That's it. So him giving a hot take about how to play guitar makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah.
Not even a hot take. Again, this is mild as all get out.
And it's also, I think, a reasonable take.
Yes. There's a this comment a tuning, just tune all the strings the same. This is only guitar players pride themselves on not knowing how music works. This is actually a really true thing that I feel like I know a lot of guitar players that have actually been like, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's just what I do. And I'm like, weird.
Yeah.
Why are you so happy about ignorance?
Exactly.
Like I don't understand. Ian says, I know jack shit about guitar for a dude that's been playing for as long as I have. I'm far from advanced, but I can pick out a riff pretty quick and have written dozens of great songs. I think that that's totally fine.
Yeah, there's many different ways to do this.
I think that also you could be advanced without knowing those things. I just think that like if you do know those things, you're like that would definitely help you be an advanced guitar player.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, there are going to be exceptions to the rule of like 9 times out of 10, this is just the way that it goes.
Yeah, and I would also wager if we put Corey Wong's guitar in an alternate tuning and have him do the same exercise, he won't do it as fast.
Absolutely not.
He'll find it eventually,
way.
but he won't be able to do it as fast.
Yeah, there is.
So
no
it's
way.
it's a gatekeepy, borderline gatekeepy take.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
yeah,
because it's also like could be making people that are on their way to being an advanced guitarist. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? They'll learn the fretboard. If they're like, shit, I'm not even advanced yet, and then they just do what Corey Wong said.
Yeah, I mean, like I have guitar students that are spending their time, like their practice time, learning the notes in the fretboard, and they're finding that it's one hard and two helping them a ton because it does go a long way. And again, there's going to be exceptions to that. Some people don't need that, and they're going to be great without it. It helped me a ton. Like it helped me become a proficient guitar player. I'm not an amazing guitar. I'm not a shredder. I'm not anything like that. But it helped me understand the instrument more. So
I agree.
Corey Wong, keep with the hot takes, please.
Yeah, give us more.
I love that. That is amazing. Especially because like he's like he comments on it later and he's like, I didn't realize this was going to trigger everybody. Like,
I also see that he's saying it's a hill I'm willing to die on.
Yeah, which I think it should be. So, thank you, Corey Wong. Moving on to. This is something I wanted to talk about last week, but we were doing the bingo card last week, and I felt like we spent a lot of time on. We should spend a lot of time on the bingo card.
Yes,
so
this was a fun episode.
This is something that happened last week, but so it's a little old news. So you might have seen this, but everyone's favorite Gene Simmons from Kiss. Gene Simmons is allowing a special fan. He's inviting a special fan to be his roadie, I guess, for the day. Do you know how much money it is?
I thought it was 15,000.
It's less than that.
Okay,
not by much.
Yeah, it's 12,000.
$12,495. Do you want to pay $12,495 to be a roadie for your favorite musician? And if the answer is yes, please tell me any reason why. But let's read off what you get from this, okay? So, Gene Simmons' exclusive personal assistant and band roadie for the day experience includes the following. You will meet up with Gene and Gene Simmons' band members early in the day, either at his hotel or designated location to go over the band show day schedule. You will be on Gene Simmons' band's team crew for the entire day. You will get a Gene Simmons band crew member t-shirt and hat. You will get a Gene Simmons band crew member VIP laminate. You will have a meal with Gene Simmons, guaranteed. That's not a meal with Gene Simmons. You're just eating lunch, and he's also in the cafeteria or the vicinity where, like, it's not with it. He's just there. You will arrive and load into the venue with the band.
Yay!
You will help the band set up for the show. You will hang out backstage. That just means sit there and wait. You will sit in on sound check. Again, sit there and wait. You're gonna sit there and watch someone go, yeah, can I get more of this? Yeah, why is that not working?
Yeah.
Can we figure out what's up with those over there? Gene Simmons will bring you on stage during the show and introduce you.
Wow.
People talk about shame rituals. That's what that is.
Yes.
That's a fucking shame ritual to go.
100%.
You spent almost $13,000 to be here. Come on out.
Yeah.
Come on out, you fucking idiot. You will get a set list signed by Gene Simmons. You can take photos throughout your entire experience. You may bring one guest. You may bring 4 items for Gene to sign. Only 4.
Excluding a guitar,
Now,
right?
Yes, no instruments
No
or parts.
instruments.
But that's because you get a Gene Simmons Kiss rehearsal used bass signed by Gene
A
Simmons.
signed Samick?
Is that what
Assigned first act. It's not going to be anything good.
Yeah. So I guess that would be like why the price would go so high is you get
Yes.
that. But like just let someone win it. What are we doing? Just
Yeah.
let someone win the fucking thing.
This is how bad tearing down and loading out is. That's not on that list.
Yeah.
Also, they're going to be helping set up the gear, and they're going to be talking to the other crew members and going like, some crew member has the perfect opportunity to go like, they're like, hey, this is so cool, don't you think so? And be like, yeah, I get paid to do it. You paid to do this.
You idiot.
What an idiot. I mean, I think I would, if I were that big of a Kiss fan with that much money to burn, I would decline setup.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll watch you do it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not set shit up.
Yeah. So this thing to me is truly a mystery. I
Yes.
don't understand. Like, again, if someone is doing this or willing to do this, please tell me why.
I'll bet you there's a million people willing to do that.
God, what the fuck? That's just so much money.
I also didn't know Kiss were still playing.
So I guess this is my thing. Maybe you can look this up for me. This says Gene Simmons Band. So perhaps this isn't like all of the things that are listed say you will be on Gene Simmons Band team crew. You'll be on Gene Simmons Band crew. Like it's not Kiss. It says Gene Simmons Band. So maybe it's like a solo tour of some kind. But
What does he just want to keep playing? He doesn't need any more money.
maybe he does.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe he needs exactly $12,495, and some fucking chump is gonna do it to carry his gear around.
No, he doesn't. Dude, do you understand how successful he is?
Yeah.
Just how successful Kiss are at their merchandising alone
True.
is legendary.
Yeah, that's very true.
They had Kiss everything. Bobbleheads, coffins, condoms, coffee cups.
Did you say coffins?
Coffins. Kiss coffins.
That's pretty lit.
They were
actually.
very popular.
That's pretty lit.
And I used to watch his
I used to have one.
I used to have a Kiss coffin. I used to watch what was it, Gene Simmons Family Jewels show or whatever.
Oh yeah, I do remember
One
that,
of the
yeah.
episodes I saw was him making a crap ton of money off of selling horse semen. Like so much money.
Wait, where does he get the horse semen?
He has horses at his estate, on his estate.
That is, oh my god,
Yeah.
what a fucking side hustle.
And
Holy
also
shit.
like he's never drank or done drugs. So he's just banking all the money he's made for 50 years and investing it. He needs no money. I wonder why they're doing this.
Yeah, it's shame ritual.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. All the fucking conspiracy theorists that are like, that time John Cena walked out on stage at whatever award ceremony naked, that's a shame ritual. No, this is a shame ritual.
That was also one, but this is a shame ritual.
But those are like the Hollywood elite shame ritual because fuck off with that. I'm saying that this is an actual shame ritual to go, this chump spent almost $13,000. They brought a friend.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, I'm so curious why, who, what, when, where, how, but it's neither here nor there.
I'm still looking up Gene Simmons Band
To see if it's
I
like-
don't think Kiss is on tour.
Yeah, so it must be some kind of like solo tour of some kind.
Yeah.
Like this is maybe rude of me to ask. Does he have other music? Or is it just Kiss?
I think it's just Kiss.
So is he just playing Kiss with other people?
I mean, he probably owns the
It's
rights.
a solo tour, says Ian. Thank you. Heather says, who should be doing this? Bruno Mars. He probably needs the money.
That's that's funny and that's
Fuck.
good.
I was going to the next thing, but thank you for the fucking
What a
alley-oop.
segue.
That's so good. Okay, so
Oh, dude, the basses that he's selling, he has his own custom bass thing. GeneSimmonsAxe.com. And they're going for $6,500 a bass.
dude, that would be half. I mean, when I saw that it was a signed bass, I was like, oh, this kind of makes a little bit of sense why it would cost so much money. But Dimebag Darrell is buried in a Kiss casket. Wait, is that real?
That sounds right. I feel like I've heard that before. And if Ian posted it, I think I definitely trust it. And I wonder if Vinnie Paul is as well.
Bro, I don't understand anything.
So here's the other thing about I'm looking on GeneSimmonsAxe.com. The package, like the bass itself, is $6,500. Then underneath each label of the bass, it says stage played pricing starts at $12,500.
Holy
So he's adding $6,000 based on
if it was
played on stage, and that's why it says it starts at $12,500, and there's an asterisk, which is will vary based on show date, blood song. So the blood song, if for anyone who doesn't know, is when Gene Simmons spits blood out.
None of these people know where all the notes are on the fretboard.
Yeah, not a single one of them.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, he is a businessman.
So as Heather said about Bruno Mars needing money, to be 100%, before I get into this, we quote unquote misreported on this last time we brought it up.
Oh,
that's my
how
fault.
dare we?
Because I think I misunderstood the article, the headline, whatever it was, neither here nor there. So a few months ago, I guess it was not more than a few months ago, sometime last year, there was a lawsuit that was started against Miley Cyrus for Flowers, that she was being sued for plagiarizing Bruno Mars' song When I Was Your Man. Now, for those who don't know, and please, you can read some of the Reddit comments, but don't read all of them, because there's still people that are like, oh, that's obviously stolen. Yes, thank you, dipshit.
Yeah.
But it's not stolen. She called Bruno Mars and was like, can I do this? And there's a lot of lore behind that side of things. That's not really what I want to focus on. I more want to talk about the fact that this was not specifically stolen, more asked to use, and got permission from the artist who released the song.
Yes.
Okay, so Bruno Mars was not suing Miley Cyrus. That's not what happened. What happened is that a co-writer of the song named Philip Lawrence, he sold his portion of the rights to the song to a company called Tempo Music, which I believe is one of those corporations that just buys up masters and rights to music. Okay, so they own those rights to Flowers. So this is the company that's suing Miley Cyrus and her co-writers for plagiarizing When I Was Your Man. Now, this went to court, and Miley Cyrus's lawyers moved to dismiss this case. And the judge said, no, we're not going to dismiss this case. This case will continue on forward. And for a few reasons, but from what my understanding of it is that the judge was basically saying, like, the fact that there are multiple buyers, we can't really help. But if we say yes and no, if we dismiss the case based on who owns it, who's suing, then we are immediately diminishing the value of the other person who owns it. We're diminishing the joint ownership of copyright, which is a thing all over the place in art. So no, we are not dismissing this case.
So now this is the first, we've been talking for well over a year about artists selling their catalogs.
Yes.
But this is the first time I'm really seeing a direct example of it blowing up in someone else's face. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming from here on out, if this makes a big enough splash in the industry, that people are going to be selling their catalogs with stipulations saying you cannot sue other artists.
I hope so.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
But I also have zero hope. kind of in general, but especially in the decency of rich people.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely not that. This is something that is not like super important, but in relation to that is that like Red Hot Chili Peppers is trying to sell their catalog. Mm-hmm. They're trying to sell it for $350 million. And so apparently it's going to go through, but they're trying to find somebody who will buy their entire catalog for $350 million. That kind of caveat, that kind of thing would make a ton of sense to have a thing that says, hey, if somebody sounds like they played our music, like, you can't sue them for that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, it's this one's an unfortunate one because she did get as much permission as you really can ask for in these kind of situations. She called the artist. She said, "Can I do this?" Like, the only other way to do it is to like actually like go through the legal process. But I mean, like, if she's friends with the artist, if she knows, like, what's the harm? You know,
Yeah.
What is that hurting?
I mean, I'm a little surprised Bruno didn't say, we don't know if he did or not, but I would be surprised if he didn't say, hey, you should reach out to the other person who owns some of the rights to this song.
Right. Yeah.
because my co-writer sold his rights to the song.
Maybe he just didn't know.
Yeah,
maybe he just didn't know that the co-writer sold the rights. And I don't even know how many writers there are on this song. That's actually probably a good thing to see is like how many writers, because then how many people own the rights, how many people could sue over this. That I mean, it is really messy. There were a couple comments that I saw that were people that were echoing what you're saying, Dave, which is like this is going to get really fucking bad. This is going to get really bad. Oh wait, I think I see it. Okay, so it's
Bruno Mars,
yes,
Philip Lawrence,
Yeah.
Ari Levine, and Andrew Wyatt.
yeah. So those people, I think are the ones like. Let me see here. The suit was filed. Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm reading out loud like a fucking 12-year-old. Okay, so it looks like all the names except for Bruno Mars are named as a plaintiff on this court case. We did notice that Bruno Mars wasn't named as a plaintiff, but we thought that was like him being like, no, please, like I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm too busy gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave me alone. Just
So-
make me more money.
Anyway, super interesting. I hope that nothing happens to Miley off of this because, I mean, it's a good song. I mean, it won awards. It's a good song.
She loves it too.
Yeah, she does.
Every time she performs at an award show, she's like, "Come on, sing along. Don't act like you haven't heard it."
I fucking love that.
I think
That
it's
is
great.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, that's the only. You have to be at that level, and you have to be being cheeky.
Yeah.
In order to shame your audience.
Exactly. That shit's
Otherwise,
hilarious.
don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about that a lot
Go
last
back
week.
to the show pa episode. You'll
Yes.
see what's up with that. Okay, so at least one more thing, and this is going to be I don't maybe boring, maybe not. I don't know, but I find it to be interesting.
We'll make it fun.
South by Southwest is changing. I don't have do I have crickets? I don't have crickets.
Okay, sorry.
I wanted to do crickets.
Sorry.
So South by Southwest, it happened last week in Austin. Okay. I saw many people post, the one in particular that went pretty viral, but many people post a video of 6th Street on Saturday at like 2 p.m. and it was dead.
Whoa.
It was Deadsville.
Holy shit.
And a lot of people on the South by subreddit were saying like, was this year weird or was it just me? What's going on? Like, why is nobody here? So basically, what is supposedly going to be happening is that so what initially was reported is that South by Southwest is not going to be doing music anymore. So the whole thing is that people were saying they're going to cut the music in half. They're not going to do it like the whole time. They're going to do it for 2 days.
Only the free acts.
Yeah, exactly. And then like they're gonna focus on the rest of it. They're gonna focus on the film. They're gonna focus on that side of South by Southwest and not on the music side. The schedule is reduced by 2 days, and they're gonna have less bands play at the festival. Period, across the board. Now, for those who aren't aware, South by Southwest is a ton of fun as an event, but attending as an official member is a little bit rough.
Yes.
It is not ideal. It is hard to do. It is expensive. So every year that I have been unofficial. We have unofficial shows. We show up, we play those unofficial shows, and the people who are there partying for South by Southwest show up to the unofficial shows because 9 times out of 10 they're free.
And once you get there, they're really fun shows.
They're a blast. Once you get there and park and have dealt with carrying your gear through 6th Street, then it's fun. But I mean, really, South by Southwest is a ton of fun. So it is interesting to see that they're moving away from the music model a little bit because it is something that I don't think was necessarily working to their advantage for the local side of things, for the official thing, not unofficial. Because I know a lot of bands that were like trying to be official. There was a time where I applied every year to be an official South by Southwest artist. And there was a point in time where I was like, man, who gives a fuck? Like, for me, it's easy because we're not far from Austin.
No.
But like, cool, now we have to go stress about all these weird scheduled shows to be played in front of like tech bros and like film people who aren't even really listening to us and hope that somebody hears us. And it's like, and it's more just for like, it's exposure bucks. It's 100% exposure bucks.
Yep.
It is. And it's not pay to play. I mean, I guess you pay for your application, but whatever. I don't really care so much about that. So it definitely is It's a strange thing. Now, all of that to be said, that people are reporting that South by Southwest music is done. It's over. That's it, which is false. That is going everywhere. People are saying left and right that they're just cutting music. And this is a tweet from someone who's involved in South by Southwest, and they said fake news and extremely irresponsible reporting as regards to the Hollywood Reporter who reported that. They said that they're actually programming music all across South by Southwest dates next year, so it's going to be even bigger. No idea who would greenlight this, but y'all should be embarrassed. Basically, he's saying that every single day they're going to have music, but they're cutting the days. So like, it's still going to be less music. No,
Yeah, the headline should have just been they're cutting the days.
Yeah, I mean, and I personally feel as though they are gonna cut music. Like they're gonna have it every single day, but which I thought they already did. Like,
Yeah.
So again, it's a weird thing. I feel kind of bad about it, but at the same time, as long as South by Southwest continues to be a big festival, a big event, the unofficial music will thrive there. The big thing is that like they bring in international acts. So as long as they can still have a reason to bring international acts over to the States to play there and like give them a reason to tour the States more, then that's a bonus, I think.
I think so too. I agree.
Because I mean that's for a lot of international acts, it's the first time they get to play the US is due to South by Southwest.
I have some friends from Canada that have done it.
Yeah.
And they said it was amazing.
Yeah. It definitely is stressful from what I understand to like for all the travel purposes, but like it seems like totally.
That's because it's the United States has a much stricter policy on touring musicians.
Yeah, right.
I found out because of my recent travels to Canada that after asking around, like, hey, do we gotta like do we need to be on visas? And they were like, no, Canada's just like, come on, do it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, watch out for merch, but do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah.
The last thing I'm just going to read real quick, and we can talk about it more if we want to, but this is just a great thing. Drake's label files to dismiss lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. They say the rapper, quote, lost a rap battle that he provoked. So Drake, Drake's label, UMG, is filing to dismiss the previously discussed lawsuit because he lost the rap battle and he provoked it, and he's the one who also said some fucked up shit. So let's not have a fucking case about this because this is just going to go in circles and it's not going to make any sense, and there's no reason that we should be talking about this. And I think that that's pretty great. They also talk about how the fact that like rap is of itself like an art form, like the artistic freedom, like to say whatever, is a really important thing. I also read that a few years ago Drake signed like a petition that was it had something to do with like courts taking rap lyrics literally, and he signed some petition to basically say like, they shouldn't do that. Like there's a lot of like hyperbole, hypothetical. There's a lot of things in there that should not be taken literally in the courtroom.
That's been a debate that's been going on since Tupac and Biggie.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so hotly debated in courtrooms.
And he signed a thing that was like, no, this shouldn't happen. And now he's like real still bitch mad and trying to sue over some shit that was said, and also they got boosted, whatever. Not the point. But yeah, great headline. Super happy that UMG's like, his label is like, no.
I wonder how many albums he has left on that label.
I mean, they paid him so much fucking money. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's all I've got today for some easy news, some good TikTok stuff. What are you listening to?
I have been listening to Charlie Crockett's new record, Lonesome Drifter.
Nice.
I kind of had forgot. I knew it was going to be released because he re-recorded one of his most popular songs, Jamestown Ferry, which is one of my favorite of his. And then our friend Killian has been posting about it, and I commented on it like, hey, I can't wait to check that out. And he was like, you need to check it out, dude. And I was like, all right, that was my Killian impression. And so I did, and I've listened to the whole thing like 3 times now, and it's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. I've been pretty boring as far as what I've been listening to. I'm still listening to Spirit Box. I'm still listening to Wolfpack. But I have listened to the new Coheed and Cambria, the father of Make Believe. It is excellent. It is excellent. I can't
wait to check that out.
Interestingly enough, I would almost like say it's like a lot of it is like a rock record, like hard rock or just like rock music.
Some parts of the singles have been very heavy.
There's metal spots, but like there's spots that like feel like they could be on like a Foo Fighters record. Sorry to trigger Coheed fans.
It would be so cool if they went on like a 4 record just banger.
I mean, I'm super happy with this one. I think it's amazing. I think it's got great energy. It's really cool to see Coheed fans all come together and be like, yeah, this is a great record. This is so good.
Is this their first record back with their original drummer?
I don't think so, but
okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. But regardless, great record for anyone who's a fan of like the Coheed adjacent world. There's like rock, there's pop punk, there's the metal stuff. It's all there, but it's a very good album.
Yeah.
Excellent. Anything else? You got anything else you want to add?
No, come hang out with us on Friday.
Friday for birthday stream. Be there or fucking be there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. It's a short one. We miss Adam. We'll have a full-blown fun-ass episode. This was fun. This was still fun.
It was
Come on.
fun.
This was fun.
I had a great time. The cocktail was great.
That's all that was great was the
Yeah.
cocktail. Not the episode, just the cocktail.
San Pellegrino didn't say much.
That's fucked up. Yeah, I mean, this was just, it was not meant to be this way, but you know, sometimes life catches up with you, and but this is still, I love talking about the Sleep Token thing. I mean, it's just like, but yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're listening right now, please follow, subscribe, whatever podcast app you're using to listen to this. If you're watching live right now and you haven't subscribed or followed the channel, please do so. If you haven't liked the video on YouTube, please do that as well. If you're on social media, you can find us DFTA Podcast on Instagram, Don't Be the Artist on TikTok. Go give those pages a follow. All this shit I'm mentioning, by the way, it's free. It's free 99. You could totally do that. You know what else you could do is if you have any thoughts about anything we talked about today, please email us at feedback@don'tbetheartist.com, or you can drop a comment in those social medias. We would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. What meter is that Sleep Token song in? We want to know. It's 4.
We know. We already know.
But please, or are you an advanced guitar player that doesn't know all the notes on your fretboard? No, you're not. Come check us out, patreon.com. We got some good stuff up there. Guaranteed. You haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. $5, you get a bunch of other, you get some bunch of other stuff from us on there, and we'll get you some merch, and we're filming some more stuff for that later this month. It's going to be a blast to have that up there. And yeah, always come hang out with us on Fridays. New music fun Fridays, and this Friday is Dave's birthday stream, so you have to come legally. It's allowed. It's
2:30 Central.
2:30 Central. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Did I get anything? That's it. That's all, folks.